I thought I told you, there's no controller in my system, baby. A rock and roller, just like the ocean in the sky. Get out the way, yeah, I'm burning it up. Can't take my place, I'm never giving it up. No, I can't die, 'cause I'm living today. Get out the way, get out the way. Get out my way.
Welcome back to the End of the Road podcast, episode number 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate all the support. What's going on today with you, Dusty?
Yeah, not too much. Started the day off with a warm to cold shower. It's better for your skin. So, yeah.
You know what's not good for your skin? Consuming 8 liters of ice caps every week.
No, you're wrong. That's good for your skin. It's the dairy. The dairy is really good for your skin.
Kale actually wanted me to bring this up to you. He thinks that you have a problem.
With ice caps?
Yeah.
Debatable. How many is too many is the question,
How many
right?
do you have a week? Like,
7 days in a week.
yes, there is 7 days in a week.
2 ice caps in a day.
You have 14 ice caps a week. Kale, how many
14 to 16 ice caps a week, probably.
Was there, Kale, look up how many weeks there is. It's 50-something or something. Is it not?
56 weeks of a year.
So do 56 times 14.
56 times 14? Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez. Let's do that.
That's actually
Let's
an
do it.
honest number, I think.
14?
That's
Yeah, I
the
think
scary
you're
part.
probably about 2 a day.
And it's not every day, but it's... If I
Kale,
get my hands on
Kale,
one.
where are you at, man? I need the numbers.
Buddy can't even pull out his phone for a calculator. Jeez.
784.
700. Okay, now times that number by like $5 because that's what they cost.
They're 450 right now.
All right, well, do the 450, whatever
450,
you
yeah.
want.
$3,500.
A year. $3,500 a year on ice caps.
That's some people's property tax.
I don't
but-
get large ones. I get the medium.
Oh, fuck. Don't,
you gotta
can't go. You
chop
can't
off
do
like
the-
$500.
I go medium. All right, Kale, what is a medium one? Like $3?
Hold on, let me search it up.
Oh my
No,
god.
just
Who
put
cares?
in $3. Put in $3.
Fucking-
Well, it's definitely not $3. Probably
It's like $3.20.
Okay, we'll put in $3.50.
Well, for the sizes that you get to, the I don't think the medium and the large are that far off. Like, I think it's a.
$2,500.
20.
An
Yeah.
it's
So
like
your
a-
defense knocked off like $500.
How much did it drop off?
It's $2,700 for the medium.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's affordable, man. That's better than my other habits.
What's your other habits?
Well, fucking smoking. Smoking will get you up. Any nicotine product is actually going to get you up
the
there.
freaking devil, man.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what is free? It's one of your habits is chronic masturbation. It's always
That's free, yeah. I run the numbers, but it's probably around 0, yeah.
Say something real quick.
Okay, Kale,
Just
go.
about the ice caps real quick.
All right, ice caps, go.
So in a large ice cap, there's 62 grams of sugar.
Oh, okay, yes. Do the math on this, please.
62 grams of
So,
sugar.
okay, that's 124. And that's almost like, that's 100 more grams.
So 124.
What's the average person supposed to get?
do
About 24.
Kale, do 124.
24?
124 times
124 grams a day, and an average person is supposed to get 24 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
It's got blood sugar levels through
Yeah.
the fucking roof.
Dustin, diabetic and you don't even know it.
I can you become a
your-
diabetic when you fucking weigh
Your foot's a little
160?
swollen up last time I looked
Yeah.
at it.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Kale, do the math on this, all right? You said it's 124 a day, right?
If you're having 2.
Okay, so do 124 times 7, and then do that number times, is it 54?
I think it's 56.
56, okay, do that. Did you actually look up how many weeks are in the year?
I already knew that.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
we'll
not
trust
too
you, we'll
difficult.
trust you. The comments will bury you if you're wrong.
Oh, it's 52.
Oh, yeah, see, that's why you always look up. Okay.
Whatever.
yeah, all right, Jamie, you're on thin ice, bud. Okay, so do 124 times 7 times 52.
It's 45,000.
45,000. Okay, now do 45,000 grams into pounds, and I want to know how many pounds of sugar Dusty has a year in ice caps.
Well, fuck. Essentially, it's 100% sugar. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I want to see if I could, and maybe the next episode we'll get that amount of weight and pour that amount of sugar on front of the table for you.
Holy
We'll
fuck.
do like a fucking Scarface thing for you instead of just sugar.
It's about 100 pounds.
100 pounds?
Are you shitting me?
45,000 grams.
It's 99.2 pounds.
The math can't be right there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what
Is it? Oh man. You're eating like a 12-year-old, or you're drinking a 12-year-old in sugar.
Well, you know,
Well,
you gotta get it in you.
life's tough. You
Yeah.
know, you gotta have your things.
Well, I mean, you gotta, you know, it goes into the system. And goes into the system, and I believe
wrong in that system.
Oh
half of your nutritional health is pretty much what you believe it is. You know what I mean?
This is the CNN.
Yeah,
Facts not feelings. Facts not feelings, bud.
Hey, that's what I just heard. I'm pretty sure you can be whatever you want to be, as long as you believe hard enough.
Kale. So Kale, for those of you that don't know, Kale, you come from Nigerian descent. Am I correct?
No, Lebanese. Are you
Kale,
kidding me?
what is your actual
He's
descent?
Kale's Lebanese.
Is he Lebanese? Oh, shit. Sorry, Kale.
You racist.
But anyway, so me and Kale have been best friends. Well, you two have been best friends longer, but we've been all good friends for a long time, and we're able to like joke around. I'm not, calling Kale absurd things or being anything insultful, but we're friends, and he knows that everything I do. Kale, shut up. He knows everything that I do comes from a place of love. Talking about this, I think it was a couple weeks ago. It's my take on free will. I don't think that people ultimately have free will. And now a lot of people, you think free will is the ability to make a choice in a moment. And I think that you have full control to make a choice in a moment, but I don't think that's free will. Because I think in order to have free will, you have to have control from the very start. And if you don't, you're kind of set into a certain certain circumstances. So we don't get to pick our parents. We don't get to pick where we're born. We don't get to pick how we look. We don't get to pick our health. We don't get to pick color of our skin, what we identify as, who we grow up with, the experiences.
Well, you actually can pick what
Holy
you
fuck.
identify with.
Anyway, we don't get to do that because it's nature versus nurture, and you don't get to pick either one of those two options, right? Nature-wise, you're born into a certain location. You're born into, I grew up in Grand Prairie, Alberta. My neighbors were a certain set of people that I didn't get to pick. My friends that I met in school, the people that I played hockey with, everyone that I've ever encountered in my entire life, I didn't get to pick how I ran into them or anything because I was born in that specific area. I didn't get to choose to go to France when I was born. So what I'm saying is all your experiences, as much as you can make decisions and moments that will have consequences. I'm not saying that you can live life without any consequence because free will doesn't exist. What I'm saying is ultimately you don't have the choice. If you take the step, if you look back, take a step back and look at how we are, we live on Earth. What is Earth? You're born on a rock in the middle of space. The concept is right.
Oh, the deep. Yeah, I mean it's a rabbit hole. It's a fucking.
Oh, it's a rabbit hole. And,
yeah.
But you walk on your day-to-day life, right? You're going to go and you're going to make decisions. You're going to love the people you love. You're going to laugh with friends. You're going to go to places and enjoy moments. And that's ultimately what life is just enjoying moments. But I was born Dalton Peterson. You were born Dusty Dawson. You didn't get to pick that.
No, yeah. I think that, in a sense, I don't know if there's just needs to be another word for it, but, while you don't, I don't know if, I feel like it's more that perhaps you don't have a choice. But would I say that you don't have free will? I kind of disagree. I'm on the other side of that, and that's a philosophical debate. in this, or that's.
Well, let's have the debate.
Let's
So
have the
what,
debate.
What don't you like about my
think
theory?
I like it's not that I don't. I think the theory's true. I think that it's more, but that's more of a like you don't have a choice compared to like you do have it. It's like something. It's more in the middle than that to me. It's like while you don't have the free will to choose certain things, you certainly have the free will to choose other things. Like though
So
I'm
what-
born in Grand Prairie, I can move to fucking Taiwan or fucking.
Okay, true, but let me counter that. So you move. Say you're in Grand Prairie and you want to move to Taiwan, right?
Okay.
So why do you pick Taiwan?
Honestly, just
So
the first thing that popped in my fucking head.
But
I got free will. I go to Australia.
yeah, I know. But like, you're gonna pick a place because it's gonna interest you for a certain specific set of reasons.
That I ultimately didn't have control of. But that might not be true, because what if, like, for example, I got to choose between hockey, basketball, and whatever. I choose hockey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had all those sports to choose from, and they're all pretty popular.
But why did you choose hockey?
Well, I mean, in
'Cause
this
you live in
circumstances,
Canada?
because we live in Canada.
Yeah,
and,
so-
but I didn't really choose it. Like I said, like, you know, there's, like I said,
But say
there's
a kid-
lots of not having the choice to do things. But there's also, like, my example didn't, you made my example, like, part of my life, but that wasn't the goal of it. This is any person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like basketball, hockey, or whatever you choose, or let's just say basketball or dancing, right? Same sort of popularity in
Yeah,
fucking
but why would you choose it?
Canada. Well, you choose one or the other for, I don't know, whatever reason.
Because you are who you are,
Maybe.
and you don't get to pick that.
Yeah, but you
You can still, like, what
you
I'm
do
saying.
get to pick it, though. You do get to pick it.
But you do get to pick it, and this is where it gets confusing, right? You get to pick it, but you also don't get to pick it. And that's like that world of like quantum physics and all that stuff. Because
Well-
you kind of bounce in and out of it. You're
I'm
gonna-
actually not doing my argument justice, and it's just because, like,
I'm
so
way
I actually
more
read,
prepared.
there's like, what you're talking about is like in like philosophy 101. That it's not like, if you read this a book called The History of Philosophy, and I read it, but it was a long time ago. I actually plan
How many
on
pages?
revisiting it.
Who's the author? I don't believe you.
I can grab the book right fucking now, dude. It's
Where is it?
It's
Where-
over. It's in my
You just
library
pointed
of
at
giant
a wooden,
books.
You pointed at a wooden door. That's not a book.
I can go get.
What's the book called?
Well,
I don't think you'll find.
no, we don't need to go that far. I trust him. I'm
Anyways,
just being
history
an
of
ass.
philosophy, and if you read that, it has exactly what you're saying. Like, is there free will? Is essentially the question that they all ponder about, and it's like many philosophical questions. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just like two sides duking it out to find like the most true thing based off of their like conversation. Shit.
Steve. Oh
Steve!
shit, we gave up the secret.
This is Steve Mazzaglia, for everybody who doesn't know.
Yeah, that's
We've
been
been
like
sneaking
the
this guy
main-
up here for a bit. If you don't know Steve Mazzaglia, he was probably just one of the most legendary refs in UFC history.
Like, without a doubt, changed the sport.
Changed the sport, guys. He
It-
absolutely changed the sport. He's an innovator.
Innovator. In
he-
the sense that he would watch fighters take other fighters into the Shadowland with not a single care in the world for the other fighter's health.
Well,
What was it? 37 unanswered strikes on the one guy.
Just do yourself a favor. Go check him out.
Mike
Yeah.
Sports did a video on it, and there's like multiple times where guys have buddies in guillotines or rear nakeds, and they look up at Steve, and Steve's watching this guy's soul leave his body. And he's
Absolutely,
just a
absolute
Dementor
legend.
from Harry Potter, just sucking it in. He's and fighter will actually end the fight by letting go of the unconscious corpse that is that fighter, and Steve will be like, "Oh,
My biggest appreciation for him is just really how he starts the fight, right? Come on, let's get it on. That's what he'd always say, right? Come on, let's get it on, right?
one of you is gonna get fucked up bad."
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, he changed the sport in the sense that we need safety.
Safety
Yeah.
is needed,
Like, it was UFC without safety. And
some
we need that.
screening before hiring.
Maybe like hiring a ref that didn't want to see people go to sleep.
Well, now it can be bad now because everybody stops them way too. We need some more Steve Mazzaglia in the current UFC format. That's what I think.
I think would you want Steve Mazzagatti reffing Hamzat versus Usman?
I would like him to be reffing most fights right now. Fucking.
How about
There'd be so much more. Anything that you got like two grapplers about to go at it, or like You got a grappler heavy and a striker heavy. That's a fight for Steve Mazzaglia. Anything that's about to be boring, or you can like kind of foresee it being boring, throw Steve Mazzaglia in there.
I think any submission artist, like imagine if like every time Paul Craig went out there, just catch someone in the triangle and Steve would be like, finish him, Paul.
Yeah, finish him.
Yeah, he'd be like, Emperor.
It's not over until there's a career-ending disability.
Yeah, Paul Craig would be watching the lights go out in this guy. He'd look over and Steve would be as Emperor Palpatine. Do it. Taking him. Do it. Do it.
Well, fuck. Anyways, yeah, that's the whole story. Steve Mazzaglia, just a hero of mine.
Yeah, hero of ours, really.
Yeah, hero of ours.
And it's an honor to have him as the first picture. We're gonna keep putting different people up. What are you looking at there?
Oh no, I'm just trying to imitate him. Steve Mazzaglia, everybody.
Let's get actually.
Man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, a little clap for this guy, man.
Okay, because we're gonna have someone else there. Thank you, Kale.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess speaking on fights, did you see the big news?
What is the big news? There's a few things. So is that? Oh, I know what it is. It's Michael Bisping versus Jake Paul.
That's
is that
the
what you're
big
gonna actually
news.
say?
Yeah.
No way. I was joking. That is not big news.
That is such
And
big news.
It's not happening.
I want Bisping to fucking flatline.
You haven't been following it, have you?
No, I just seen the headline.
Yeah, fuck, that is a bullshit headline. No, so like way back when Jake was gonna be fighting, before he even fought Tyrone.
Wait. You don't think it's gonna happen?
It's not gonna happen.
What do you mean?
Michael Bisping is not gonna get fucking medically checked, dude. He's got one fucking eye.
Yeah. So
They won't let him fight.
his
That's illegal.
his other eye has been detached a couple times.
That's illegal.
Is it illegal?
That's a Dana White special.
Yeah. That's illegal, man.
Wait, MMA fight or boxing?
It'd be boxing.
It'd be boxing, and Jake would lose. In my opinion, fuck Jake Paul. He should be
Fuck Jake
fighting
Paul.
Tommy Fury. Everybody knows it. He's a scared little bitch.
He should
That's
be
why he's
fighting-
calling out one-eyed, fucking retired.
You know what old guy Jake Paul's not calling out right now? Fucking Anderson Silva.
Okay, he
Go
won't.
box Anderson Silva.
He made a hit list. Okay, this is how this all started. Jake made a hit list. He wrote a bunch of ridiculous fucking names on this hit list. Conor McGregor. Then it's Floyd Mayweather, with his brother already fought, and is also like fucking 5'6", and Jake's fucking like 6'2", 210 pounds. So it's like, pick on somebody your own fucking size, Jake. Conor's smaller than him, though you could argue that Conor could fight him now if they both like went down in weight. But Jake will never get down to like, he could never in his dreams get to like 180, 170 probably. He could never get to 170.
No, he would never make that.
Exactly. So Conor's just hitting 170. Like weighing in right now, he's probably 185. I bet. Maybe a little bit bigger because he looks like he's juicing right now. But moral of the story is, so it's Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so and then guess after this, it's fucking Anderson Silva. So okay, sweet, you have Anderson Silva on there. Where's the fucking contract? Send Anderson the contract. He didn't even send Michael a contract. He sent Michael a contract before Tyron Woodley, before even that whole thing happened. He sent him a 500. He said a $500,000 fight. I'll pay $500,000, and let's move from here. Michael said double it, add pay-per-view points. We'll talk, and then we probably will fight. That's what Michael Bisping sent back to him. Didn't ever get a response from it. So the fight's there. Jake just didn't take it the first time. Then on that list, this is the most ridiculous one. Oscar De La Hoya is on that fucking list. Oscar De La Hoya is like 50 fucking 8 I don't know how old he is, but he's old as shit. He has like notable fights against Floyd Mayweather maybe, and he lost. So I'm like,
Oscar in his prime was a good boxer.
oh yeah, no doubt. If the
Not
fact
a
that he
good,
was
he
even
was a
in the
great
ring with
boxer.
Floyd is cool. But dude, the guy's fucking old. He's in. I don't know when they
He
fought.
promotes Ryan Garcia.
Okay, but he's like my size, right?
He's only 49.
49. He's about my
Shouldn't be
size.
fighting a
Jake's
200-pound
fucking
Jake
23 with fucking 6'2". Like, what are you talking about? And like, okay, so let's go up the list and look at actual opponents that would like make sense. Anderson Silva is the only one on that list that's like, okay, you could actually do it, because Michael Bisping can't even get medically cleared, even
What
if they
did-
wanted
what
to
if
do
they
that
did
back
an
then.
exhibition?
What?
Exhibition clear him?
No, I don't think so. I think that they wouldn't be able to pull that through, because in an exhibition they wouldn't be able to knock each other out. Nobody would be declared the winner.
Oh fuck! You could knock someone. out.
Michael wouldn't fucking do it. Not for something bullshit like that. And nobody would watch it. Maybe they would.
What do you mean? The Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather was exhibition.
Yeah, but that was just because it was all for show, right? They were gonna.
But that fight was as real as it came.
Michael might do it.
Logan beat the Floyd Mayweather.
Michael, did you see Michael's response video? He like fucking posted a response video. Michael's like, fucking, I don't care if I can't get cleared. Let's fight in Dubai. Let's fight in fucking wherever.
See, you could do the fight.
Oh yeah, you could do the fight. Jake's not taking that fight. I'm gonna let everybody know right now. Jake's not gonna take that fight.
Jake, take the fight.
He won't. He won't. He's a little weasel. He's only fought guys right now that are way past their prime, all retired. MMA fighters, not even boxers.
Even Logan Paul, when they're like, because you know how Dana White said, I won't say no to signing you to the UFC, because Logan Paul is actually like, he's a legit athlete. Like, not the greatest boxer in my opinion, but he's a good athlete.
I just say throw him on the Contender Series. I always say
that would
this.
be a good one. But did you see how he called out like Patty the Baddie? He's like, Patty like blows up after his fights. It's like, yeah, because he gets fat as fuck. Like, he's not like Logan Paul probably weighs what, 220?
Yeah.
So he probably can maybe get down to what, 205?
He said couldn't. He said he couldn't even get to 205. He said
no, he would get down to 205.
He said he might be able to do 205.
But so you're gonna get a guy that cuts weight down to 205 to have a guy who literally eats 11,000 calories a day after fights. I shit you not. Like
oh yeah.
So 11,000 calories a day to get fat as fuck, who would have to do that to get to 205. And like Logan said, he wanted Patty on his podcast. I hope Patty goes on there and like, instead of just saying, yes, let's take the money fight, he's like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Like, that would never, like, it would not be good for me.
Well, I mean, I don't think Patty would ever act like a bitch like that.
No, but it's not being a bitch if you're just saying it'd be fucking stupid.
Well, it is fucking stupid. Everybody knows it's stupid. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to say it. Like, if those guys wanted to be
can't he say
taken
it's stupid?
seriously,
He
they
could
would have
call
took a
Logan Paul
serious
stupid to his
fight.
face.
If they wanted to be taken seriously, they could take a serious fight, right? Like, fight. I think the most serious fight on that list is Anderson Silva. That's the most dangerous. That's the most like
For Jake.
still
But,
or
okay,
Logan.
No, but Logan's not fight. His hand's fucked. He's not boxing anymore.
Jake?
No, Logan.
Oh, Jake's done.
No, Logan's
Oh,
done.
sorry. Fuck.
Jesus.
Fuck, I can't fucking. No, but
That's
fucking.
a Dustyism right there.
Goddamn, I'm just so
What's
sick
going
of
on?
Jake. Jake, fight fucking Tommy Fury this fucking summer. I've had enough of it. Fight a real boxer, your size, your age, and let's get this show on the fucking road.
What do you think of old muskie boy trying to buy Twitter?
I love it, man.
I hope he does.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, I mean, freedom.
It's not even that. It's actually just like, I think that he would just put more modes in place where it'd make it a more usable platform and be more like, here's an example I like to use. So Marcus Aurelius, super famous.
Holy fuck, we're going back.
Just a little bit. Marcus
Just
Aurelius.
a little bit. Fucking gladiator time.
Back in the day when Marcus Aurelius was emperor, he fucking funded all the different modes of philosophy. There's like different ones, and there were all sorts of different ones in Rome, and they all were competing with their philosophies. He funded every single philosophy. He didn't have to. He could have just funded one and been like, "Go, sweet, sweet." He funded all the philosophies. And that's because he wanted there to be a healthy debate. He wanted each institution to grow in its own right. And in this sense of like Musk with Twitter, why I'm bringing it up is that he's going to do similar, somewhat of the same thing. He wants to make sure that all the modes of philosophy in Twitter are equally valued and equally supported so that the conversations can grow there. Whereas right now they're not really, like, there's no way to engage in certain conversations because immediately they're just disregarded as like for foolish reasons right now, right? Like whatever policies they have right now on Twitter, obviously it's a little bit one-sided for some people, and you know, the algorithms are just kind of strange for it, and I don't understand that stuff. But all I know is that a lot of people's tweets that get like deleted, there's no like real explanation. There's no like nothing that's like sometimes they say something like offhanded, and it warrants some sort of like overreach by Twitter all the time. Like Twitter's like, oh, you said this, that means you're like this. It really turns you off the platform, and so Twitter wants to go in there and fix it up. Essentially is what I think, and I think that's good. I know they're trying really hard not to let him do that. I just saw an article actually right before we were about to do this of like Ron DeSantis and Elon Musk teaming up to like buy Twitter or something
Wait, what
to
who
make
is
an
the
offer
other
they
guy?
can't refuse.
Ron Dos Santos?
Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis.
DeSantis. I don't fucking know.
Dos Santos.
Dos Santos.
Dos Santos.
He's
Crispy tacos
That's probably how
from
he
Dos Santos. But anyway, so I just want to take it back. So Marcus Aurelius,
Taking it way back.
taking it way back. How do you know he did this?
I read his book.
So, how do you know he didn't just fucking slaughter everyone? And
He
then
did, 'cause he didn't.
after the people were like, after the people that were writing the history
Marcus
books,
Aurelius is one of the most.
were you there?
No, I was not there.
So yeah, he
That's like
funded
the
a-
same thing as
this
like,
is like
are
H-
you a doctor?
Yeah, like-
oh, are you a doctor? I
Were
hate
you
when
there?
people say shit like that. It's like,
But
no, I'm not
were-
a doctor.
were you there?
But you
How do
probably
you know?
shouldn't be
It's
eating
like-
99 pounds of fucking sugar a day in a year. Sorry,
100 pounds of sugar a year. And that's, think about this, Dusty. That's just ice caps. So if you oh my god, if you calculated all the sugar you as you sipping one, if you calculated all the sugar that you ate, like from all your food, oh god, it'd have to be at least 1,000 pounds. Dusty's eating more.
Lean and mean.
Kale, what do you think? If you had to guess, how many, like off Dusty's ice cap thing, how many pounds of sugar do you think you eat in a year?
I wouldn't think it would be 1,000, maybe like 200 pounds.
200?
What, me?
Ice
That's
cap.
100 pounds. We did the math. 100 pounds a year.
Ice cap. Of ice cap.
Just of ice caps, 100
Yeah,
pounds.
but like I'm talking all the food. So do you think I think
oh, of all the foods, combine
yeah,
all
like
the foods?
all your foods
Oh,
in
dude.
a year.
No, but
500 pounds.
Ice caps are
No, you'd be at 1,000.
1,000?
Just ice caps are 100 pounds for you.
No, but
Think about everything
No,
else.
listen. I think ice caps are one of the lion's share of his sugar.
Yeah, dude, it's a
Oh,
line share.
okay, but
I don't think it's less than.
how many cakes do you eat a year? I'm just gonna do the math.
I actually
on it.
don't eat cakes that much, but I eat chocolate bars and shit like fucking everybody else.
We did go into
Look,
your room the other day.
man,
and
everybody
see a
has
whole
different
pack of caramel.
metabolisms. Everybody has different.
Well, no, we're not going into metabolism.
Costco.
Costco size caramel.
I get those big bags of the fucking most delicious chocolate ever. If you've never had one, they're called Reasons.
Oh yeah.
Give them a go, boys. The first one or two, you might be like, this isn't really for me, and then you get addicted, and you'll just eat so many. They're fucking delicious, man. They're really hard to get out of your teeth, but they're fucking delicious.
That's like you know what's the other chocolate bars that are good as fuck but hard to get out of your teeth? Score and like Crunchy.
Score, not such a big fan of. Crunchy could do that.
Crunchy's good,
Crunchy's
yeah.
good.
Okay.
Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, Elon Musk and fucking Twitter.
Oh no, that's gone, but that's
That's
in the
gone,
dust. You went
fucking
Marcus
in the dust.
Aurelius on everyone's ass. It's done.
No,
It's done.
no. Anyways, I would like to see it actually go over to Elon Musk. I don't know why people fucking hate this guy so much. I see like it just doesn't make sense to me. You got a guy who came from not very much, goes there, invents a fucking electric car. You think like people especially like liberal people would be like, oh yeah, the guy who's
Yeah.
like trying to move us away from gas and like making actual technology to do that. And like I'm pro fucking fossil fuels. So that's why I like Elon too, because he's pretty practical about it. He's like, we're making electric cars, but we also know that we need to like lean more into fossil fuels because they're more efficient than coal. They're more efficient than a lot of these other things that we use to burn energy. Like you go look around the world, the places that have like the most carbon emissions are third world countries, not fucking our country, right? And it's because of our practices and all that jazz. And Elon understands it. So I'm like, oh man, this guy is like, he's just a really smart dude. And he's getting us to space. He's making, all these sorts of innovative things. And he's not even like spending his money like
An asshole.
like an asshole. Like he's not like some
Well,
shitty.
some people would
like
argue
think
that,
about this: in Ukraine right now, they would be so fucked if they didn't have internet, right?
Yeah.
Starlink's in Ukraine right now. The president, he literally sends him a message a day, and he gets an answer within the day. You're getting Starlink sent to you, and now we're sending satellites. That's like, look at this is like a billionaire philanthropist like helping them out, and you got every liberal person with a fucking Ukrainian flag on their Facebook profile picture right now. It's like, and you don't like Elon, like that makes no sense to me. It's like Elon's actually helping Ukraine more than you ever could in your entire lifetime.
And that's just like I think it like when you talk about like the leftist people that attack billionaires or anyone, it's just because they have so much money. They're always like, you need to give. Like the one thing I seen was if Elon Musk. The amount he spent on those Twitter shares, if you were to give that to every person in the United States, it would be $110,000 for each person.
That is so
And it's
stupid because the math isn't.
Why the fuck is that even relevant?
The math isn't. Yeah, it's just.
Well, it's like okay, even if
know.
you give everyone in America $111,000,
it's
what
gonna
is
go
that
to jack
do?
shit. It's gonna go to jack
It's
shit.
gonna go to jack shit. Everyone's gonna fucking party their faces off. It's gonna get spent. Like.
There's a reason why rich people are rich because they spend their money properly.
Yeah.
Right? And they put it in places where it needs to go. And they're right. Like, even that, like, there's this big post is like, oh, could you, it's weird that Elon, and it's weird that they're chasing after Elon. I guess he is the richest guy in the world right
why
now.
don't they go after Bezos more? That's what I don't understand. Like,
There's
Bezos
all
is
sorts of
just-
assholes out there that they could go after, but
or
they
even,
choose.
You know what's a real good
they
one?
choose
Why
the
don't
public
they go
people.
after the Sods?
Yeah, the Saudi
Yeah,
Arabians,
like they're like, oh, Elon can't buy Twitter, and then the Sods own like fucking control, like almost controlling share, and they're just still executing.
Just cut that. No, leave that alone.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Pipe up over there.
But well, no, I do think that there's merit to that. Like it to me, it's just ridiculous. This whole like hating on Elon Musk is a little too intense. It's like the shit he's doing is like very innovative. It's very forward. It's very forward thinking, and it's always got a reason. Like anything he does, he's willing to give you the reasons why he's doing it. And if you're too lazy to go like actually look that up, that's your fault for not liking him. I don't think it goes back the other way.
He's the coolest fucking billionaire ever. It's like having Nikola Tesla being the world's richest man.
Yeah,
who doesn't
exactly.
like that? Like
100%. And I think that I think it's a large part to do with like, fake news. Like a lot of people like. Well, the way they phrase things, man. Like I'm reading an article about Elon, the way it phrases everything
news is just
he does,
fucked.
it's like kind of weird. It's like
there is no news anymore.
They always highlight how much money's going into one thing, and then this where it's not going, and it's like this is where it's not going, and you're like, okay, who?
The only difference between us and news right now is the fact that we don't have a big production studio.
Yeah,
Like it's just opinion pieces. That's all it is now. There isn't. You can't name me one legitimate like news station or news company that is 100% objective. And now you might be able to say that's impossible to achieve, but you can get fucking close.
you can get closer, right?
You can do a lot better than what we're doing now.
You can get way better than what we're doing
Oh
right
my
now.
god!
It's
Like watching Canadian news, it just
Canadian news has never been worse. And I was getting this argument.
horrible. And like even like people are like, oh, CTV, like it's the least one. It's like CTV is still pretty bad. Like even
they're all bad.
how the news handled the
Convoy?
the convoy and the protest.
That was
fucking
crazy, dude.
disgusting. Like
That
it
was
was
crazy.
disgusting. And like no matter how you feel about it, the amount of one-sidedness on that, yeah, was it a perfect thing? No, but like for how long that protest went, the amount of people involved, where it took place, nothing fucking happened. You look in the States on all those riots, all the protests, they never achieved what our Canadian boys achieved at all. Like
No, they did, and they didn't do it safely. Like there was businesses burned to the ground. There's a police station burned to the ground. There's all sorts
no
of
one
shit.
died. Like there wasn't.
There was tons of people that died in those other protests. Nobody died in the Canadian protests with all that, and there was no like huge event that happened. The worst part of the whole thing was when those troopers ran over that girl with a horse.
Yeah,
right?
Kale was there. Like he told me about it. Kale, tell that story.
I was not.
What do you
mean?
No. Kale, I seen you on Facebook. You had a live stream going.
Whatever. I was gonna say something about Elon Musk. You're never gonna become the world's richest man without critics. So I will say that.
Oh, say that loudly, just in case we didn't hear that.
I just said you're never gonna become the world's richest man without critics.
Some knowledge from
And
Kale.
He does say some out of touch things sometimes. Like he did say.
Oh,
something
he's-
about 100K. Like anyone could afford the 100K space ticket. I'd love to do that, but.
I mean, you could. Anybody could afford
Technically, you could.
100K.
Anyone could afford 100K.
Yeah, you take a loan out.
Okay, but that's not affording it. That's buying something you don't have any money with.
That's true, but
I mean,
you
a
got
$100K ticket to
it
go to
depen-
space is pretty goddamn
guy-
Well, let's-
cheap.
Okay, but you don't have 100K on you right now. So let me just, my point being is that if say there was a system where you give us 100K, you can fly to the moon or you fly to Mars. The banks aren't gonna let you take out a fucking mortgage for that and just leave the fucking planet.
Kale, the only thing that's a problem here with the argument is Elon Musk personally admitted that he has Asperger's, so technically you're making fun of a special needs person right now.
Yeah, Kale,
What do you
should
have to
watch
say
it,
to these
allegations?
allegations?
Actually,
I mean,
I just
you're
realized
lucky
my
we
mic
didn't
was
just
pretty
can
fucked
your
up.
ass after that criminal record check. Holy Christ. I want to know, what was the roommate dynamic between you two when you lived in Vancouver?
It was
Like-
good. Me and Kale got along pretty good.
How
Eventually, it was great. For the first bit, I was the breadwinner. I was popping.
Kale was the breadwinner?
Kale was the breadwinner. Kale had a bunch of money saved up from here working at the fucking old city. Yeah, like city bucks
Yeah,
here.
and then all the van hipsters just fucking leached on to you.
Yeah, that's right, dude. And then he got a sales
They're all
gig.
starving to death because they can't fucking afford anything in that city.
At one point, I think me and Dusty every day we'd eat for breakfast Tim Hortons, for dinner Dairy Queen, and that was our daily intake of food.
Yeah, fuck. I just read an article that fucking Vancouver is the third most expensive city to live in, like, the
Yeah,
world.
Probably like 2 Chinese cities are the other ones.
Real estate prices in North America, including in the States, of course.
It's crazy.
Kale.
It's absolutely crazy.
Here, all right. Well, frick, I wish we had a mic for Kale.
It is beautiful there, though. That's why, right? It's such
All right,
an
Kale,
electric
make sure you
city.
speak really loudly on this one. Hypothetical, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So, here's the hypothetical. You get $5 million, but Dusty is never allowed to be out of your sight for the rest of your life. Do you take it?
Fuck no.
Out of
How
my,
could you live like that?
what did it do? I don't even have a say in that.
You just, like, you get to live your life, do whatever you want, but, like, Dusty's always within your line of sight. So, like, you don't have to, like, be touching or anything. You just
It's
fucking...
like I'm playing video games. He's beside the TV.
No, but he could be in the same room. Like, you could still see him.
No.
I could see him if I looked at him, or I could see him.
You could
he's
see him.
always
I'll
in
be
my-
fair and say you could see him if you looked at him. Like, if you could, like, turn
No
your
matter
head
where you are, if you were to look
around,
you'd eventually
you'd
find me.
him. Would you take
No,
the
I
$5
want to
million?
live with Dusty again.
You for the rest of your life. What would be the number?
Maybe $1 billion.
$1 billion. That's a fucking huge
How do you
increase.
live a life like that?
Yeah, you
Just
can't live a
fucking
life
out
like
there.
that. Need some privacy eventually.
If you give me $1 billion, like, does it end when he dies?
You just kill him.
Holy shit.
That was a dark, dark turn. It's true what they say about Nigerians.
What if I got, like, shut the fuck up.
That makes
What if
no
I-
sense.
Would it have to be Dusty as a whole, or what if I, like, cut off his pinky, and it would be like, I would always have his pinky near me or something.
No, sure, you
Jesus
psychopath.
Christ. Finding
I'm
loopholes.
just trying to find loopholes
That's
for
worth
$1
it.
billion, okay? You
All
can
right.
do the same
Any
thing.
other topics there, Pete?
Oh, okay, we gotta talk about NHL.
I did win a bet. NHL bet.
NHL, which is rare for you. Normally, you're cleaning up on like legal
L-
legends.
yeah, LCS
Which is
stuff.
nuts. If
you know.
anyone wants to like win money, just go off this kid's betting thing for video games. Like,
well,
it's
just
disgusting.
for League of Legends betting, right? Like I've been
How-
watching it since I was like freaking like 18, even younger than that. Since I was
So,
like 16.
I've never watched esports or anything in my life.
But you can bet on it now.
Well, I could bet on it, but I don't know anything, and I'm not.
Honestly, I just figured out you could, and I had been watching the pro scene for like a really long time. Like since I'm like 28 now, been watching so it's like over 10 years I've been watching this like sport develop. Like before you could bet on it, before anybody even saw it. Like
How much have you made this year off esports?
off of esports, probably 1,500.
That's pretty fucking good for esports,
Yeah,
man.
because I lose sometimes too. But
Well,
like,
yeah, but if you're up 1,500, you're
yeah,
up
yeah,
1,500.
And then for hockey, that's because we were talking
Yeah,
about.
we'll go back. to
So
that,
this was
sure.
a big one I won this. It was Sunday.
parlay bet.
It was a parlay bet, a four-way parlay bet. So it bet on Minnesota Wild, Toronto, Anaheim versus Columbus, and St. Louis versus the Nashville Predators because the Predators suck. And I put $250 down,
Oh, that's a good parlay. That's a good amount for a parlay.
and then I won $1,478. So
Not too bad. Are you pulling that money out?
I already
Just
pulled
gonna
it out. That's what I paid. That's why I sent you that.
We're getting new cameras, baby. Dusty's gambling's paying for this podcast. But if you go in the red, you're fucking done, bud.
No, exactly. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's get a new camera.
$1,500, man. That's no joke.
Not a
Although
joke.
I'm super.
Though the fighting, I lost $500 that weekend because I bet on fighting.
Okay, so you're $1,000.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was more about the bet, that one bet. But yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have a fucking anti-gambling.
yeah. It's an up and down game. It's never like all smiles.
But
especially with
the
fighting,
rush.
don't bet on fighting. I'll just give everybody a good heads up. Never bet on fighting.
How much?
Unless you're doing like a big parlay.
Unless
that's
I'm picking the bets for you. How much have I made you off fighting bets? Be honest.
Well, you've only gave me suggestions like 2 or 3 times.
And what are the results?
I think you've made me like $350
off a couple suggestions, a couple times.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. Like that was the.
Yeah, like exactly. Quinta, that fucking washed up bum.
That was Bobby Green versus Ally Quinta. And I was like, oh, Al's still pretty good. Like, he hasn't, and B's like, he hasn't fought in forever. Bobby Green's been on a tear. He's just going to knock him out. I was like, Bobby Green never knocks anybody out. And he's like, no. Bobby Green's going to knock this guy out. And I was like, fuck it. And then the odds on it were like all
huge.
Against you. There was like 12 to like 1 against Bobby Green. And I didn't even believe it that much. So I only put like $25 on it. And so I put $25 on, and it's like a $12 on the dollar kind of bet. And so I ended up winning like $285 or something.
The most your best bet of the year by far was picking the knockout round of the Tyson Fury fight versus Deontay
dude.
Wilder. You
Man, that was
smashed that
so
bet, and that was
crazy.
so fun to watch with you. Like I got the bettors high watching with you because I'm like, there's no fucking way he's actually.
And I
calling this.
accidentally, so it's a 11th round knockout. I was like, okay, in the 11th round, Tyson's gonna finish him. I actually had a bunch of rounds that I put a little bit of money on, like the 2nd, the 5th, and then the 11th. And then I wanted to put one on the 7th round, but I accidentally put it on the 11th again. So I had 2 bets on the 11th round.
Payday, baby.
Yeah, I was sick. I won like $680 off that. Yeah. And I didn't throw down much. And that's kind of like how I bet. I throw down a small amount and I bet big, and I go for big. And then you don't lose that much, and then if you win, you gain a lot. So and you don't have to bet that often. So it's like the kind of just like throwaway change because it's like $25, 50 at max. This 250 one was a little Hail Mary because I had lost 500 and I had like 250 left in my account, and I was like, fuck, this looks like a pretty solid bet. So I just put the 250 down on it, and it all worked out. But yeah, that's why I don't bet on fighting, man. Fighting is so hard to get. Like, you just never fucking know what's going to happen.
That's true. But you fucking excited for NHL playoffs?
Not really. I don't watch NHL that much.
Kale, are you excited for
Kale's
NHL?
just pumped on it.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking right. It's NHL playoffs. There's nothing.
It should be
fucking
exciting
like
this
it.
year because there is a lot of like Canadian teams. That's the only time I'm going to watch. Like both are
Toronto, man. Toronto's
both are
a wagon.
Albertan
I mean,
teams.
Colorado and Florida are absolute wagons, but Toronto's looking good. Edmonton is going in fairly hot, right? Calgary's, they're up there.
Calgary's going to go too. Yeah, there's a lot of good teams in there.
I made a bet. I don't really bet that often, but I made Buddy a bet at the start of the year. It's kind of a dumb bet, but
it is a dumb bet. I already know what he's going to say. Go for it. Tell everybody your dumb bet.
My dumb bet is I bet Calgary Flames fan, and I have no hockey team. I don't give a shit about like who your team is. I've never been a team guy. I bet a Flames fan that the Oilers will win the Stanley Cup, but he had to give me odds. So if they don't win the cup, I owe him $50. If they do, he owes me $150.
$150. So he
Across
gave you
the
like
board.
a
3 to 1.
3 to 1, which is like ridiculous because I'm sure like
It'd
if
be
you
way
were to
more.
bet-
Well,
if
I
you were to
wanted
actually
real
bet
odds,
on
and
that, it's
he's
like
like- he's like-
Edmonton to win over all the other teams.
I had to make I said odds at start, and he's like, I'm not giving you like fucking $5,000. The Oilers win the cup, right? I was like, yeah, that's fair. We'll do 150 and 50.
It wouldn't be $5,000.
Total
but
buddy
that's
bet
funny.
right now. I was like, give me odds like $7,000. I'll give you $50.
That's fucking
Just
hilarious.
rip this guy's bank account apart.
I wonder what it actually is. I don't know if that's.
If you would have to, we did at the start of the year. It always changes, but I'm frick NHL playoffs, man. There's nothing like it. Like it's the only sport where like the playoffs things different. Like just the way the game's played goes old school, and it's awesome. Like you see, like the boys are just slashing the fuck out of each other. The hitting's like it's just grindy hockey. Everything goes on net. Like the goals are just greasy. Like there's so much on the line.
Yeah, it should be a good one. That's what the Stanley Cup. That's why I watch the juniors, right? Every year, just because you got some intense.
World Juniors hockey is the best hockey.
Yeah, oh yeah,
100%.
100%. Everybody's really trying to, but and Stanley Cup hockey's really good too.
Oh,
but the juniors is like
depends on
once a year, and it makes it a little bit more of a. Everybody's trying to get to the big show.
You know what the NHL needs to do, and I think like a lot of sports could take notes from like Dana White on this. Is the NHL needs to create more storylines.
So it's desperately needed,
Like-
and it's because actually I was about to say this earlier, like the news media for the NHL fucking blows, man.
Oh my god, man!
So blows.
Ron
every
McLean, bless his heart, he dealt with Don Cherry for so many years, and him and Don were unbelievable together. And however, Don he went out not the greatest, but he was so old.
He's a
That
beauty.
shit's gonna happen. Like Don's a beauty, and he will rock him, sock him. Every fucking kid growing up our age watched rock him, sock
and,
him.
like,
That is.
I'm not even gonna get it.
I
Like
don't even watch enough the new stuff though. Like Sportsnet is actually pretty good. Like Ron McLean kind of hosts it, but then the guys who actually talk.
No, but
the storylines.
I'm not saying like news. I my beefs with Ron McLean because nowadays
He's
with
just a host.
but with just Ron there, man, he's the most
But
boring
he's not
fucker.
He's not the talk guy anymore. He kind of just gets people going, and then the Sportsnet guys.
He doesn't though. That's
Yeah,
the
but
problem.
he doesn't get people going.
He just gets he just sends it off to the.
Dude,
guys.
if I have to go through another like hockey night in Canada where Ron McLean shows a picture of some guy from the 1890s and says, "Oh, this poem was written by Don Fraser back in the day, and he said that wisdom is true and you need to follow it." Like he just goes off on these fucking tangents that are no good. Like I don't need to hear a poem. I don't need to hear like make a storyline on a team. Have a production, like a high quality production team. Follow each team and go throughout the season, like go through their personal stuff, like go through like everything about them.
Oh man,
It would raise the cap of NHL huge because right now all it is people that love hockey, and there's not a lot of them if you take into account everyone.
the demographic that could.
Oh yeah, like if you got to make it interesting nowadays, and that's the
There's
got to
be better drama than the shit that like we're seeing right now. It needs to be more personal. It needs to make these
Like-
people feel like real people. The players to the coaching staff, like even in the LCS, like this is esports. Every team has a production every week that explains what their teams, where they're at that week, and all this shit. And you get to know the players, and that's half the reason you watch because you want to see if these guys can like turn it around or keep it going or whatever. And that makes it like when you tune into the next one, you're way more excited because you know what everybody has at stake. And
Exactly.
the games are just way better that way. Whereas, like, and then I have a stake in it too because I'm betting on it. Everybody's got stakes.
Everybody's got stakes.
No, but you're totally right, dude. The storylines are just left to the dust. And
Think about like Ovechkin right now. He's creeping up on Gretzky's goal total, which would if Ovechkin, when I hope he does. If he break, like I already consider Ovechkin the greatest goal scorer of all time just because he's doing what he's doing in the modern era.
Yeah.
But why don't you have a fucking film crew following that guy from now till when he breaks it?
Now it's because he's Russian.
Yeah, fine, good point. Okay, say he's Czechoslovakian.
Yeah, let's just
or
make him change his, change his nationality.
Alex Ovech.
Ovechkin.
Yeah, I don't know, he's Czech or Finnish. But anyway, so have the team follow him, go through the journey of it. Hockey's such a great sport. To me, it's one of the most underutilized, underwatched sports in the world because it's the only sport where you don't know, like where you start off not knowing how to move around.
No.
If you look at any other sport, like other than like swimming, but no one watches fucking water polo or any of that shit. Oh, I guess I can't say that. Anyway, or any of that shit.
Don't say.
Yeah.
No,
Is
but
your sexuality a question now? But
You guys, I don't think you guys actually pay. Like you guys aren't hockey fans anymore.
no, we're
You guys
not.
used to be and you're So like me, I would say that even like the media, like the Canadian media is different than the American media. Like in the American media, all they talk about is like the big teams like Boston and New York and Washington, and all they talk about when it comes to Washington is about Ovi breaking the record. They talk about it a lot. They talk about, it's actually getting
Yeah,
okay.
That's my problem
you
though.
in Florida-
Is I don't fucking want a team of 4 has-beens and a table talking about it. I want a fucking documentary high production.
Yeah, I want a production on it.
On YouTube, there's like behind the scenes like.
Well, they're doing it
Has one, like,
on you. What's the title?
Why
of
the
the
fuck
video?
is it on ESPN?
Because I've never heard of this till now. Although you are right, we're not hockey fans or anymore. Like I follow it. I wouldn't say I'm not a hockey fan, but
where you would be looking to immediately get this sort of content, it's not there.
it's not
right?
there. No, yeah.
Exactly. So when I tune in ESPN, it's those 4 guys chatting about it. It's not like, a quick little highlight of fucking
so
Ovechkin in the dressing room.
All access. So like in this video, it's
Yeah.
it's a Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, St. Louis trip. So it's them documenting their whole trip, behind the scenes. Them playing the game.
But why can't we do that the whole year?
You can. That's all access is all year for. This is for. Vancouver.
No. But do I like it? So it's a YouTube channel. I can
Yeah.
just click it.
Yeah.
Okay. Does every team have that, or is it just Vancouver doing
I
it?
just know Vancouver has it because I've seen theirs. Let me see the Oilers have one. But no, teams do this. I know Washington.
Yeah, and that's probably because they have a smart fucking marketing team. But why doesn't the NHL do it? is my
Yeah, it should
question.
be more of like
the
a.
NHL should be doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if all teams are doing it, but they do it themselves. Like that's what they get.
Yeah.
Either way, there's something that needs to be done there. There's definitely some merit to that that desire that want for more production value in a sense of like more storylines, like you're saying, finding good storylines. Like really one thing that's really good about the UFC is the agony of winning or lose. What is it? How do they phrase it?
The agony?
Agony of defeat or the win or something like that.
The agony?
Agony.
It's like an omelet.
Do you like eggs?
Agony. Oh yeah.
Agony. Agony.
Agony. Well, no, yeah, agony of defeat
Ebony?
and or win or the loss. I forget how it's phrased, but that's really cool because you just see these guys after they win and after they lose, and that's personal. That's like a storyline. That's cool.
Yeah, you running out of sugar?
Yeah.
Get that sugar in you.
Better have some more. I'm getting heartburn.
I think they're trying to make more storylines, and I don't really like it, but they did the divisional thing. So now there's a lot more divisional matchups. So like, I don't really love it because now you got good teams playing good teams at the start. So but like Calgary and Edmonton are the same. So if they both win their first round, there's a battle of Alberta.
Are you going to send me money for your mic?
I'll bring my own mic over.
Well,
He has a blues
that's fine,
mic or
that's
whatever.
I
fair.
have a good mic, so no. All I'm saying is that, and then it picks it up okay. I'm just saying like they're trying to make more storylines, and they do, and it is growing. The game is growing, but you guys have your mind elsewhere a lot. So
No, that's
Where's our
true.
minds?
almost exclusively in UFC.
It's the premier sport.
LEC, LCS, LPL, LCK.
LEC.
At least
Large external cock. Dusty loves large external cock.
That's the European League of Legends scene, actually.
Why would the league be called large external cock?
Because they got big dicks, man.
European guys, man.
European, man.
This is my first time hearing Europeans go.
Fucking.
Italians.
On that note.
Well, we got to go through one more memory. That was a huge hit last podcast.
One more old memory.
Yeah,
down
what's a good
lane.
memory?
I'm one that doesn't take the piss out of Kale.
Well, then name one. Wait. This is a great story, but it's all going to depend on whether Dusty wants to put us to put it. It's actually not that bad. Everyone's laugh-
that story with
the pots and pans and you jerking off laying down?
Oh,
Like,
no,
can we
that's a
please-
shitty
Can
story.
we please put that?
What?
People,
No,
people would
that's
fucking
gross.
die laughing, man. It would be so good.
They come to annoy me in the shower with pots and pans, and they're just greeted to a fucking buddy.
We picked the lock.
Yeah, pick the lock of my bathroom, come into my
It's so good.
bathroom while I'm
People
showering.
would be dying
They
laughing.
fucking.
It's not even that embarrassing. Would you be
I don't give a shit about it. What?
Were you in
Do
the
you
shower?
want-
Yeah, I was in the shower.
You
I was
what?
actually sitting
Okay,
on my
let's
ass
tell-
and I was fucking
Let's tell
wanking
the
it.
story for fun. If you don't want it, we'll cut it.
I'm telling it right
Okay,
fucking
no,
now.
let me tell from
Oh,
our perspective.
no,
and then
'cause you-
let's start
From
with,
Petey's
You gotta
perspective,
restart because, like, for when you pick up.
Yeah,
from
no,
your
I know.
perspective, you make it
No,
so
but
bad,
let me
and you
start-
like try to make me sound perverted in it and shit.
no,
Yeah,
no.
dude, you
No,
embellished the story
all I'm
so
gonna
much.
Do is it's just gonna be you laying down, which you fucking were.
I was not laying down. I was fucking
Okay,
sitting up.
Let me tell
fucking
the
wanking
story.
my-
Let me tell the story. We were here in your house.
Yeah.
We had just come. I can't remember. We'd come back from a party. We were just hanging out because we were kids. We woke up in the morning, and me and a couple buddies. Dusty was in the shower, and we were gonna pots and pans and flour them. Like, you know, when you throw flour at people and fucking bang pots and pans, annoy the fuck out of them,
This
pranking
story,
around
dude.
as kids. So we ended up picking the lock to Dusty's door, his bathroom door. And we're about to go in there and fucking just whip a bag of flour on him and fucking smash these pots and pans, you know, startle the shit out of him. We open the door. Dusty may not agree with how the memory transpired, but we open the door, and what we see is Dusty laying down on the bottom of the shower with the laptop open, just fucking beating his meat. And we're like, what the fuck? And we just turned around and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Is that how it
fucking-
happened?
No, I wasn't laying down. I'm gonna correct that. I was sitting up.
How are you
Fucking make
sitting?
it-
How are you sitting up?
You know, you
Chinese
make it
squat.
sound like I'm just like all the way back.
You were, man. It was like this. Just fucking going.
It's weird that you were paying that close of attention.
Where was the laptop? Outside?
No, it's something that's.
It was outside. Yeah, it was just outside the shower. It's a stimulant.
He had it laying on the floor, like is laying outside the floor, and just.
Yeah, you don't want I don't want to get wet.
Was
And
the
Well,
shower
yeah, of
on?
course.
Was the shower on?
well, that's why I was so loaded. Yeah, of course the shower's on. That's why I was so loaded on the ground because, like, of my showers because I had to be able to look at the
Remember the video?
screen. Probably some do Pornhub.
Good answer. Good answer. But yeah, no. So what? You're saying you weren't lying down? Because I remember you on your back. With
No,
like,
I was not. You're just making it fucking so much
Well,
worse.
how are you
How am I supposed to be laying straight down on my back and looking at a fucking whatever,
I
dude?
remember it differently. I remember him being in like this kind of weird sex swing, and he was like suspended upside down.
Oh,
story
you're
just-
just making shit up now. No,
So what were
fucking
you saying? You're a Chinese squatter.
these perverts
These perverts.
came into my bathroom, unlocked the door unlawfully,
Unlawfully.
and invaded my private space.
You could sue for sexual assault.
We were just trying to.
They didn't sexually assault me.
No,
but-
we were just trying to throw flour. If anything, he fucking sexually assaulted us.
no. That's not how it fucking works. Either way, your plan was foiled.
It was spoiled by sheer shock.
Yeah.
It's an awkward day.
Yeah, it wasn't that awkward. Not for me.
It wasn't the first time to jerk it off.
Well, that's a bunch of young. Yeah, that's me at 16 years old. So
Yeah, well, frick.
no regrets.
Kale, when was the first time you jerked off?
It was last time. It was right here.
Oh my god.
I'm not cutting that.
You guys can't.
All right, here's a good one. So we talked about paintballing last time, and like my family, they brought up we should do you remember how savage the dads were when we paintballed against them?
I feel like we didn't paintball in that much.
Okay,
I remember going with them all the one time, and I got lit up by that kid with the dad who was a priest. Remember that kid?
Brett Breitkreitz?
Yeah. His dad fucking.
What's with you getting fucked up by Christian boys?
No, that was crazy. Yeah, I just turned around the corner and he fucking. I remember him shooting me on the top of the head 5 fucking times, and I was like, oh my god, it's
So you want to know what my own father did to me? So this must have been because I went paintballing a bunch, and I probably wasn't on your guys' hockey team just yet, so I wasn't hanging out.
You
with
weren't
guys
always
as
with
much.
us with that shit, yeah.
Yeah. So my dad, fucking, the tarps that separate the fields.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, like the little tarp. So that way, like you have the the town and then the speed run
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
because you're making.
So they had extra tarping rolled up, and we're playing in the town, right? My dad decides to go into the middle of this tarping, like wiggle his 260-pound ass into this fucking like tarping, like it's like a large roll, so you can't see inside of it, and it's just not supposed to be there. It's not part of the course. He goes in there, and all he can see is right in front of him. He's got maybe 5 degrees of movement. And he decided to wait there the whole game. And by chance, I fucking walk up on him. Oh, my God. I was trying to flank. He waited till I was about 4 feet, and I had no idea anyone was in there because I'm like, oh, this is just like tarping left over from like them building the wall. My old man lit me up like probably 10 times, like just 10 shots, just point blank. And I was so freaked out by it because you're just walking up, not expecting anything. And I'm like fucking, like just hurt, freaked out. And then I look up, it's just my dad.
Trying to get stuck in his fucking
tarping. I remember too, like being like little, like when we were really young, there was this one kid, and the parents didn't like this kid a lot. And in the town, if anyone's been in those town towers, they have like these walls so you could cross guard like the ramps up to the top like floor.
Okay.
So the kids would, like, when you were the last 2 guys, you could hold down the tower, right? Because they couldn't really get up, and they would have to shoot a perfect shot when you couldn't actually hit them. So one of the dads scaled the building, and they had a little vendetta against this kid for whatever reason. And the one guy, he scales the building, and this kid's like pressed up against the corner of the wall, and he just drops his gun over top of the wall like that. And goes boom, boom, boom.
No.
And I just hear squealing, man. Oh my God. It was so bad. But fuck, like the dads were ruthless. Like they got to take out. Do you ever remember playing Civil War?
Oh, I mean, you got to think like you're a dad, you got to deal with all these kids, and then you get the opportunity to light them up, no consequences.
Oh yeah, like all the pain that we caused them, and like the things we broke that they had to pay for, and they get the chance to fuck us up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like other people's kids too at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
you're just like, oh fuck, I hate
fuck
kids.
that, hate that kid.
Yeah, especially annoying kid. I wonder if dads, like when they hear paintballing parties, they're like, is that little annoying little bitch gonna be there?
yeah,
oh yeah, I'll come. Yeah. What team is he on? Yeah, I'm on the other one.
Team, yeah.
Battle tubes?
Battle tubes is cool. Yeah.
Remember tubing as a kid, man?
Fucking unreal.
But now we
man.
all wake surf because it's just we're not little kids that can get blown in the water at 50 miles per hour, or 50.
I'd be way more down to go tubing, to be honest with you. Like wake surfing's fine and shit, but it's like,
do you remember what?
It's just a cool guy thing, and it's like this isn't that much fun. Like I'm like, let's just jump on some tubes and go back to.
Who called you the Muslim torpedo when you were surfing?
I don't remember that at all.
I've only
Probably you.
Is it a torpedo? Because I hit the fucking.
Yeah,
No, but it was actually really fun. Like battle tubes. So my dad used to take me and the twins, and I think you came once or twice, Pete. But I think it was primarily me and the twins and our buddy Parker, and it was like 2v2. Each team had a twin, and then it was like we had 2 tubes.
And we try to throw each other off them. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. No, I really like those
battle
games.
tubes all the time.
We did it with whenever we went to a shoe swap as well, like with my dad and shit with Jarvie, and then we'd always jump on these tubes. There's those airheads, not the ones that like fly fucking in the air and shit, but they're like a flat tube. Man, I remember holding on to those fucking things for dear life.
And there was always like that one drunk dad.
Yeah, dude, the dad in his
figure eights or
yeah.
donuts. Like I got a concussion from tubing once. My sister bit through her fucking I can't remember. She bit through her lip. It was either a tongue or a lip, but I'm pretty sure it was a lip.
Yeah, exactly.
One time, I think it's the Muslim torpedo.
Yeah,
the
Muslim torpedo.
I fell and I held onto the fucking.
Oh yeah.
I held onto the rope.
Yeah.
And it was going under the water. It pulled me under the water, probably at 30 kilometers an hour. Hit
Just
my head right in the water. Like fucking, I was dazed. Like I was just right in the water. Like fucking, where the fuck am I?
But I've seen some crazy shit. Like, you know those 3-man tubes or whatever?
Yeah, the three
the
three-person
tube.
as the doubles.
So people are usually like, those things are safe as ever. You can't like make them they don't get too crazy, right? So this one's like we're starting, and the tube's not even facing us, right? The rope's attached to it, it's just under it, and I forget who was driving. It wasn't my dad, but it was somebody else's, and they just peel off, right? And this rope, it hasn't reached its
It's still got
length,
slack.
right?
Yeah.
And the tube's facing away from us. They're all like sitting there waiting to go. Not even we're ripping, and I would remember just watching this cord get tight, slower and slower, getting tighter. What's the word for it? Jackknifed, pretty much. Just spins on a complete jackknife. It ejects all 3 people from that fucking tube like I've never seen ever, dude. Like 10 feet in the air, probably. Like all 3 of them just boom, and they all just got ejected out. And they're like all like fall into the water. Like what the fuck? And it was all girls too. It was like my sister, Luke's sister, and like all that.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny. But it was like they're like, we're not going again. After that, they're just like done for the day.
I remember one of the sickest things I ever seen tubing was my buddy literally cleared another tube.
Yeah, I could see that. I think I've seen that before.
And Kieran Hodges was on. He was on the tube, like one of those single donut tubes, and then there was it was either the double or the triple tube, and Garrett was like whipping them around so hard, like he was doing like the
Just
donuts, right? And then he would go and crisscrossing the figure eights, and it timed so right that the double tube or the triple tube came over like the wake, and then it was in the middle. And
the other
Kieran
one
was still coming around, and like he was whipping so fast that when he literally hit the wake and like launched over top of them and then cleared the whole wake and landed. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I've
on a
actually
tube.
seen that before too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the battle tubes, like, but that's like why tubing's so much fun though. Like it's such a
I
blast.
don't know. A lot of people nowadays, if you said you want to go tubing, they probably would say no.
You think so?
I think kids our age, like 27-year-olds, they're not going to want to go tubing because they're going to get fucked up, man. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Another concussion, man.
Yeah, that's true. Now that you're a little like
that's why everyone wake surfs now.
yeah, it's
Because
more
it's
casual.
it's like 10K an hour, 15K
yeah,
an hour
people
tops.
are like okay with the.
Well, that being said, we appreciate you guys stopping by. We really appreciate all the support that everyone's given us. Like, we're well exceeding the views and subscribers that we thought we were going to get for the first 2 episodes. So we really appreciate it, and we're just going to get bigger and better. And
Yeah, a lot of things to look forward to, guys. We got some stuff on the horizon, so stay tuned for that.
got some good guests that have been lined up.
Yeah, just make
An
sure you
actual
remember
world champion
to
in something. So
click that like button and subscribe if you aren't already, and leave a comment, guys. Leave some comments.
yeah,
We always want to get back to people who do, and
as of right now, no one wants Kale to be paid. They said they want a mic. We'll give the guy a mic because I think it'll be
We're gonna
good
give
to have
him a
him
mic.
come back and be able to defend himself. But as of right now, Kale, you're a fucking volunteer. And
we're gonna do that, and we're gonna just get some other things on the go, make it a banger.
2 more cameras. We're gonna have better editing, everything. But we really appreciate the support.
Anyways, guys, have a good one.